to the script. The holidays are winding down. And while they're filled with family and fun and Wednesdays, this time of year can also be very stressful. So I want to ask you guys, in a moment of honesty with our audience, if you've ever meditated to deal with stress, please applause.
Wow. All right. I'm impressed.
I am too. Awesome. Now, if you're skeptical about what meditation can do for you, I also want you to applause. You got some skeptics out there. Now, what if we said we can meditate in 60 seconds?
It's possible. Yes, we are going to do that. We are going to do that.
Dan's the expert. You've got a new book out. Dan,
yes, there it is. Thank
you. So, Dan, can you turn all of these skeptics onto the meditation bandwagon?
Well, I'm going to do my best. If you're skeptical, you're my people. I am not what you would call a stereotypical meditator. I'm not into crystals or dream catchers or music by Enya. But this practice has really helped me tremendously in my own life. And I wanted to write a book that would appeal to my fellow fidgety skeptics. Check it out. Drugs called statins. It all started with a panic attack live right here on GMA. But it's too early to prescribe statins slowly for cancer production. That on-air meltdown helped lead me to something I always thought was both ridiculous and impossible for somebody like me with the attention span of a 6-month-old golden retriever: meditation. Science suggests meditation can rewire parts of your brain associated with focus, compassion, and self-awareness. It helped make me calmer and less yanked around by my emotions. I wrote a book about my experiences called 10% Happier, which has turned into the 10% Happier podcast, where I interview celebrity meditators from the Dalai Lama to RuPaul to Robin Roberts, and the 10% Happier app, where I've gathered some of the best teachers in the world to deliver short, entertaining meditation lessons. Meditation is actually a simple, secular, and largely scientifically validated exercise for your brain. Working on the app, it's become blazingly clear to me that many people who want to meditate struggle mightily to establish a regular habit. Hence, my new book, Meditation for Fidgety Skeptics. This is ridiculous. It's based on a road trip I took in this ridiculous orange bus, along with one of my favorite meditation teachers, Jeff Warren. You up for it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's do it. We traveled across America and met all sorts of wannabe meditators to find out what is stopping them.
Bring in meditation, be like, what's going on? What are we doing?
We hung out with cops in Arizona and military cadets in Virginia. We went on the air with radio star Elvis Duran and chatted with the musician Moby. Some of the top misconceptions we tackle: I don't have time for this, a concern we heard from my wife, a busy mom and doctor.
I'm just so busy doing things for everything else.
Yeah.
I have a child or two.
I can't clear my mind, a fear articulated by a social worker in Las Cruces, New Mexico.
As soon as I start to relax, I think, oh my goodness, I shouldn't be relaxing. I should be doing, this is so bad. Why am I so selfish?
And if I get too happy, I'll lose my edge, a worry voiced by multi-platinum recording artist Josh Groban.
I've felt like that the anxiety has been an edge for me that has allowed me to, chess game my life a little better, and so the idea of laying back at all is actually it's a fear of mine that if I sit back too far, I'll miss out.
You're a brother from another mother. This is exactly my psychology for sure. Yeah, and I can tell you, as somebody who is still plenty ambitious, meditation actually improves your edge in my experience. It helps your focus. It teaches you to control your emotions. And that's why athletes, executives, and all sorts of impressive people are
Military, members of the military use it.
Yes.
You traveled around the country on your tour bus, which is pretty awesome, by the way. But you spoke to countless people, and it was a recurring theme. I don't have time. I don't have time to meditate.
I think it's the number one obstacle. So on this score, I have good news, and then I have even better news. The good news is I think 5 to 10 minutes a day is a great way to start. And I've talked to a lot of scientists about this. I think 5 to 10 minutes a day is probably enough to derive many of the advertised benefits. The even better news is I also think 1 minute counts. 1 minute, if you do that most days, I think you're in really good shape.
That's encouraging, because 5 to 10 minutes I can do. I've tried it, but it's so difficult. Yesterday I tried it. I just can't clear my mind. Still had visions of sugar plums dancing in my head. I mean,
it's not clearing the mind, though, right?
What do you say to people like that? They feel like they're not doing it right.
Right. So I think the number one misconception about meditation is that it involves clearing your mind. I think that's probably because meditation has been the victim of the worst marketing campaign for anything ever. Take a look at the monitor here. This is the imagery we mostly see. You're sitting by a waterfall. There's didgeridoo music playing, a pan flute, and you're floating off into the cosmos. I actually think if you look at this next image, this is a better way to think about the practice of meditation. It's hard. It is a skill, and when you learn it, at first, it's going to take a little bit of time. The goal is not to clear your mind. That is impossible unless you're enlightened or dead. The goal is to focus your mind for a few nanoseconds at a time, usually on the feeling of your breath coming in and going out, and then when you get lost, you start again and again and again, and that is a bicep curl for your brain. The starting over teaches you how to focus, and you see it shows up on the brain scans.
I had an aha moment with you when we were trying to meditate, because you are my spiritual guru. And you said it's not really about changing your circumstances, it's changing how you respond to your circumstances.
Absolutely.
So it just helps slow things down. But you're going to lead us now in a 1 minute.
All right, you guys ready for this? 60-second meditation. Okay. There's the clock up on the screen. All right, 3 steps basically. We're going to start the clock now. Sit comfortably, back reasonably straight, eyes closed.
Back straight.
Doesn't have to be super straight, just if it's straight enough not to have a nap. The second step is to bring your full attention to the feeling of your breath. You're not thinking about your breath, you're just feeling the raw data of the physical sensations. You pick a spot where it's most prominent, your nose, your chest, your belly. The third step is the key. As soon as you try to do this, most likely your mind is going to go into full-on mutiny. You're going to start thinking about what's for lunch. Why did I say that dumb thing to my boss? Why did Dances with Wolves beat Goodfellas for Best Picture in 1991? Where did gerbils run wild? Blah, blah, blah. And the whole game is just to notice when you've become distracted and to start again and again and again. A lot of people think that when they become distracted, that is a failure. But in fact, it is a victory, and it is a hugely consequential victory, because when you see how crazy you are, that crazy no longer owns you. So 5 seconds left, just feeling the breath coming in and going out. And ladies and gentlemen, you have all joined the Meditator Club. Welcome.
And everyone feels 10% happier.
Yes.
I think it's about just being still, too. I think so many of us are moving at the speed of light, and we have so many things on our plate. But if you just take a minute to just slow down, then clarity can come.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. As with everything you say, that is absolutely correct.
Dan, I already love you.
to read the book.
No, you're such a great guy. Dan, I'm glad you let us in that moment of stillness.
Thank you.
Peace on earth, goodwill to all men and
It
women.
did feel good.
And
Best
kids.
minute- 1
It did
minute of
feel-
television in a while.
Best 1 minute of television in a while. But we're so happy for you,
Thank you.
part
Appreciate
2.
it.
And everybody make sure you buy this book. It's excellent.
And in fact, if you're in the audience, you get one for free.
Oh my God! Everybody gets a copy of Dan's book. And you get a book, and you get a book, and you get a book.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.